this event most notably on Veterans Day, November 11th, to celebrate Armistice Day that occurred on the 11th day of the 11th hour, or actually the 11th day of the 11th month of the 11th hour, to mark the end of World War II. So it's a very fitting day that we take that time to recognize our newest members of the Patriot Fleet, but also to take a moment and just pause and think about the freedom and all the blessings that we enjoy because of those who sacrificed so much to protect the freedom we enjoy. So each of you represent that in your own distinct way, and we'll carry on that tradition as you now are awarded your Patriot truck fleet. So with that, I think we have a video that we want to show, and you want to cue that up? Thank you. Well, again, congratulations to each of you. You're going to carry on a long tradition that we're very proud to have established here at Creek Carrier, and we know we want to recognize you for your years of service to our country, and now your years of carrying forward that tradition with Creek Carrier and Schaefer. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for your service to our country, and thank you for being a member of our team. So now I'd like to have Isaac Phillips and Winston Ostergaard come up to present the keys.
Thanks, Ton. Thanks for everybody being here, and thanks to our 5 recipients this year. As Ton mentioned, we started this back in 2012, so giving out 5 trucks every year since then, and just sitting down with the group today, listening to their history and some of their stories. Just a reminder every year about how much we appreciate what they've done and where they've been and what they've done for us. So. And not only do they give out these 5 trucks each year, but they're working trucks, but we also attend a lot of different events. So we have different parades, retirement parties, truck shows, school visits, graduations, military retirements. We've done Reese Across America and some other events. So we'll keep these guys and gals busy throughout the year with different things that we do. Just to talk a little bit about the nomination process. We get nominations throughout the year from whether that's drivers onboarding, hearing about the Patriot Fleet, being referred by maybe other Patriot Fleet drivers as candidates, nominations from fleet managers and asset managers, and it's really hard to narrow it down to 5 because we have so many good employees and good veterans working for us, but it's an honor to narrow it down to those 5 and have this year's 5 with us today. So along with these 5, I did want to take a minute to acknowledge a few people here. Rick Kendall is a Patriot Fleet driver since 2020 and is with us today. Marvin Brown got his Patriot Fleet truck last year, came back for the event this year. And then we had Jim McGinnis, who received a truck in 2023 and retired earlier this year. So we had to find a good candidate to take over Jim's truck, and thankfully we found Ray McGinnis. Ray, if you wouldn't mind standing. Ray's been with the company for 2 years now. and served 23 years in the Army. So, Ray, appreciate your service. Congratulations. So the first recipient for this year is Travis Elliott. Travis transitioned from military school to basic training and joined the Air Force in 2016. He spent 5 years in the service, most of that time spent at FE Warren Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming, along with 8 months deployed in Jordan. He gained experience operating heavy equipment and eventually teaching others to drive a wide variety of vehicles, including buses, tractor trailers, forklifts, and wreckers. He takes pride in his skills and discipline he developed during the service, which he now brings to his role as a driver with our company. After a transition from the military, Travis spent some time as a welder and hauling heavy equipment before joining Crete in October of 2021. Travis works at the Walmart DC in Mankato, Minnesota, and received his 4-year Safe Driving Award just last month. Outside of work, Travis and his wife Alyssa share 3 children, ages 7, 5, and 1.5. And when home, enjoys his free time with them, whether it be relaxing at home and enjoy local parks. So, congratulations, Travis. Like to say a few words? No? Well, thank you. Brian Walling. Brian joined the Army in 1986 after basic training in Jersey, was stationed in Germany for 3 years in the 69th Transportation Company. He loved operating out of there because he was close to the North Sea, and every now and then vessels would arrive in the port, and that was a heck of a sight. His company even got a chance to board a few ships. He specifically remembers stepping onto the USS Iowa, but it reminded him why he was in the Army. There wasn't much elbow room in those ships. He said those were the days. From flatbeds to reefers, we hauled it all. Groceries, missiles, you name it. Brian spent a year in the reserves and became a driver in 1991. He joined Crete Carrier in 2017 and received his 8-year Safe Driving Award in June of this year. Part of his excitement around driving Patriot Fleet truck is to share some stories as he crossed paths with new soldiers, vets, and taking pictures with the truck. When he isn't driving, he enjoys spending time with his 2 growing boys, fishing, and watching the Green Bay Packers. Go Pack, go, Brian. Congratulations. Brian, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you.
It's a few words. Congratulations. George Romine. George served in the Navy for 5 years, starting in May of 2001. During his service, he was an aviation's electronics tech, stationed aboard CVN 76, USS Ronald Reagan in Norfolk, Virginia. Then he changed ranks to navigation electronics tech and served aboard the USS Connecticut in Groton, Connecticut. George's service ended in 2006, and he spent the next 12 years working in both communications and the Indiana Toll Road. While in the middle of a career shift, he decided to go into trucking since both his father and his grandfather did. He was recruited to the Crete family by best friend Joe Ritter, who's a current Schaefer driver, who Joe and his wife Melissa are here today. So thanks, Joe, for referring him years ago, as well as his wife Blake and friend Joyce. Thank you. He's driven for both Crete and Schaefer, teaming and operating solo. Earlier this year, he received his 5-year Safe Driving Award and has driven roughly 1 million career miles. In his downtime, he enjoys traveling with his wife Blake and his dog Daisy. He also enjoys camping, cooking, and medieval reenactments. Congratulations, George. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you for this honor.
Thank you. Blair Carlo. Blair joined the Army in June of '99 and served for 20 years. He was stationed in Korea, Hawaii, and multiple locations in the U.S. During his service, he was deployed 3 times to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, and was with multiple units before retiring in January of 2020. Blair became an NCO, non-commissioned officer, in 2005. He trained hundreds of soldiers during his tenure, And one of his proudest moments include watching those fellow soldiers that he trained then become NCO and train the next leaders of the Army. Upon retirement, he moved back to Arizona with his wife, Amy, of 25 years, and daughter Kierna, now 19. There, he started a career in trucking. He joined the Schaefer family in July of 2020. He loves driving across the country and seeing all the beautiful sights. In his free time, he spends every moment with his family and enjoying life to the fullest. Hobbies include whatever his wife wants him to do while he's home. And that can include movies, camping, shooting, and other local things, just to spend some quality time together. In April of 2025, he received his 2-year Safe Driving Award and has driven nearly 1 million career miles. Congratulations, Blair. I bet. Thank you. Last but not least, James Yanowsky. James served 10 years in the Army, starting in 1994. During that time, he spent time at Fort Campbell, home of the Screaming Eagles. He also spent some time in Alaska and Fort Riley, Kansas, and overseas in Taiwan. He left the military in 2003 due to medical discharge. One of his proudest achievements was putting on a refueling show for President Clinton. During this show, he refueled a Chinook as his training presentation. He also did many training missions and worked in the Air Force. In fact, during one of his training missions with the Air Force, he was awarded the General's Coin for good training techniques. He was then assigned to help the Air Force with these same training missions. James earned the Sergeant Major coin as well. He has 3 coins in total. Another thing he's proud of is refueling many of the aircrafts, including the Apache, Chinooks, Blackhawks, 858 helicopters, and Huey helicopters before they retired them. After the Army, James went straight into trucking, and he's been driving for 22 years. He joined Creed in 2020, and earlier this year received his 5-year Safe Driving Award and has driven nearly 3 million career miles. He's married to wife Tanya for the last 25 years. Tanya also served in the Army for nearly 3 years. They shared 2 children, daughter Tabitha, age 24, and son Ethan, age 12, one born in Alaska and one born in Kansas. James liked to spend time at home, just relaxing with his family, and hobbies can include video games and bowling. So, congratulations, James. Bet. All right. Thanks to each of you. Appreciate your time and your service and contributions to the Crete Schaefer family. Thank you. Tim?
Thanks, Isaac and Winston. You know, you are the quietest group of Patriot Fleet drivers we've had in this 14 years, but I look forward to you to be out on the road and being a true voice out there, because as I think about Veterans Day, I think it's the most under-celebrated of all of our U.S. holidays. We think today, and we were talking about this at lunch, if you think about freedom and sacrifice, we as a society now in the U.S. have really not had much threat to our freedom for generations. You know, really probably World War II, maybe there was a threat that we could have freedom to the homeland here taken away had we not gone over to Europe and to the Pacific Rim and helped stop World War II. But since then, you know, us as Americans have been pretty safe in our homeland, and we've taken that for granted. And we also talked about that we haven't had a draft for over 50 years. So there wasn't that potential that every family in the United States had the potential for one of their family members having to serve in the military. So it's been voluntary service since then. And so we've sort of got this separation now of families that have served and sacrificed, and those now that maybe we're all taking that freedom and that sacrifice for granted, just because we've been used to it for so long. So that's what's made me so proud here at Crete Carrier of the implementation of the Patriot Fleet and the Patriot Fleet trucks, to help bring that awareness back to the service, to the sacrifice that all of you have given and all of your fellow veterans have given out there. So I congratulate you on becoming members of the Patriot Fleet, and thank you for helping us help you and other fellow veterans go out there and remind people of that sacrifice. I grew up in a military family, had uncles in every war since World War II, or brother-in-laws in the most recent wars. And so had that in the family. And one of the things I've done as a tradition, and it gets harder for me every year, is since 1998, every weekend of Veterans Day, I watch Saving Private Ryan. If you watch that movie, then you really truly understand sacrifice. For those of you who don't remember, Mrs. Ryan had 4 sons in the war, and 3 of them were killed right before D-Day. And her other son, paratrooper, landed in France on D-Day. And once the Department of War found out she'd lost 3 of her sons, they created this company of 8 to go find the 4th son. And the sacrifice that those company of 8 made to find that one person to help bring home to their mom. And then when they found Private Ryan, he didn't want to go because he didn't want to leave his brothers. And so that just reminder of the sacrifice, the brotherhood that's created by military service that we all really take for granted every day is a good reminder to all. I say it gets harder for me every year. One, because that picture, if you've seen it, does really show you potentially what war is like. I don't know, I haven't been there, but it's gruesome. But as I get older, I think about, what if that was my son? What if that was my daughter going over there as you get a little older as a father? So it makes it a little bit harder, but it makes me appreciate that sacrifice. So with that, thank you once again for the sacrifices you've made. Thank you to all the veterans here, part of the Crete, Schaefer, and Hunt family, for that sacrifice you've made. And also for your continued service to the United States. Being a driver continues to be a sacrifice. Many of you are away from home for long periods of time. Appreciate the support of the spouses and family members for you all. And thank you for keeping America safe and keeping America moving. So congratulations.